My, Louise, look at that. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'll run out here as soon as I can see it. But there's our geese. And they have all those little geese. Benelli's out here. They hear me talking and they're trying to protect their babies, so they're moving off. But look at all the babies running through there. There's 6 or 7 or 8 of them. Now, I don't know how many they're going to be able to keep alive. I've seen them across the road this morning, and I don't know if those babies just hatched out or what. But you can see they're going to come through. You see the little ones going there? Look at all of them. Isn't that cool? So we have some baby Canada geese. One last year raised a couple. And then all of those won't make it. We know that. It's sad but true. But hopefully they'll get down there in the water. Now those big bass will eat them. A bass will eat ducks and geese on the water. They've had them in the woods. And that's probably about all we're going to get to see them. As they go up through there, you might catch a glimpse of a baby running through there. How cool. We'll try to get some more shots of them if we can over the next 2 or 3 days before we have to go back out on the road working again. They're heading toward the lake. We should be able to get a shot of them out around the front yard, I would think. Very, 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 very cool, though. Ha, ha, ha. Little babies following mom and daddy. All right, I watched them as they went up through the woods, and I came around to the front of the house, saw them coming down the hill. And there they are. That's the most I can zoom in right there. But you can see Daddy's out front, Mama, and all the little babies behind him. It looks like, how many is there, honey? You see them back behind them? I think it might be 6 or 7 babies. It's a pretty good clutch. Now, the only problem they got out there is there's a lot of big old bass in that lake, and that's not a good place for them to be out in the middle of that lake. Of course, they got to worry about eagles, owls, all kinds of critters that can fly in from the air, all kinds of critters up on the bank. But they managed to hide those eggs out and hatch a pretty good hatch. Look how tiny they are. I think there's maybe 7 or 8 of them. You see now that Mama's got back behind and put them all in between. I don't know where they'll go. I think they might be safer if they get up here on the bank, actually, because of the attack from underneath or from the air, either one. The wind's blowing. We're supposed to have severe storms tonight, a lot of hail, damaging wind, tornadoes, lightning, rain, all that stuff. Not a great time to be a 1-day-old, maybe not even a 1-day-old baby goose. They are just gorgeous out there. That's a treat. That's the most I've seen one mama have here on this lake. But now, you know, and sad as it seems to even talk about it, they won't all make it very long. But you never know. I'd like to see her get them up here by the bank, because I know that's dangerous out there. That's a topwater bait. That's pretty precious. Pretty special, isn't it, baby? Chris is loving it. She's behind me watching. They're way out there in the middle. What do you think, baby doll?
They're doll.
That's pretty, isn't it? Huh? But Nellie doesn't pay a bit of attention to them. She's just beautiful. She says, I'm not supposed to mess with them geese. I know that, boss. Your dog's a pretty good dog, baby. Don't you think? I think so, too. How many of them you think there are, 7 or 8?
Probably about 7.
Probably about 7. I think so, too. I think our pizza's about ready. What do you think?
I think so.
You ready? All right, baby. Pretty windy right now. I'll try to block off the wind noise all I can. We wake up this morning to a flooded dock. You can see we have water all over our dock. I'm hoping that we don't have water up in the electronics on my Texas Hunter feeder down there. If we do, I'll have to get some new electronics for it. They come in a box and just plugs in. They're not difficult to change. It's just that you hate to run one. They pretty much last forever unless they get wet. I don't know if the water is inside that feeder down there right now. You can see where the feeder is sitting on the dock. That thing has fed thousands and thousands and thousands of fish. That feeder's been there for years. And we have had to, it has been flooded out. I don't think it's quite up in where the electronics are right now, but it's pretty close. Hopefully the water, you can see how it's, can't even get on the dock. Hopefully the water recedes some. We're going to go down after church. We're going to go down and check the spillway. I'm sure it's got some logs and stuff in it. You can see all the logs floating in the yard. Logs have gone up on the grass. Just as our grass got beautiful and green, we have a tremendous amount of work to do to clean everything up because the water is several feet up into the yard where it shouldn't be. But we're fortunate we missed all the tornadoes. We had a lot of tornado warnings. Tornadoes around close. So tornadoes hit over around Ada, which is not very far away, about 40 miles. But we had some here in Murray County as well. One went between us and Daughtery, which is just about 5 or 6 miles down the road. I heard it just barely. Could hear the sirens going off. But all in all, we got 5.9 inches of rain. That's a lot of rain. You can see the Eagle is dingy and just completely over full. Water up everywhere. And just a mess. I did see 2 Canada geese over by the feeder this morning. They did not have any babies with them. I'm hoping that the babies made the night just fine. I don't know if they did or not, but hopefully they did. That was their first day of life here in the world, so hopefully they made it. But we got a lot of rain. The Eagle is flooded, but the Eagle will unflood itself, and we may have to work on that spillway today. So we'll be probably doing that. But right now, go heading to church, praising God for this rain. Even though we got a little bit more than we needed, we'll take more than less. Well, there they are. We finally have our baby geese family in the yard. And the babies are asleep in the yard. They're all spread out there, laying down to sleep. See them? They're kind of raising their head up a little bit, 1 or 2 now. I looked out there and they were, every one of them just sound asleep, had their head tucked under their wings. There's 8 of them, or at least there was 8 of them. I can't see 8 there now, but I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is all. Yeah, 5. But now she's liable to be sitting on 2 or 3 of them there. I hope there's more than 5, because there was 8 not too long ago. It's pretty windy out there. I might walk out there. That might be another one right over there. I think it is, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least. All right, 6 babies there. It's even dangerous for them right there, actually, because owls and hawks and stuff could sweep down on them. They grow really, really rapidly, but they're so young that they'll double in size in just a couple of days. It's just amazing how quickly they grow. But hopefully that she hasn't lost 2 of them. They were swimming out in the lake the last time I saw them. And that's a dangerous thing to do, is to swim out in the lake. You have a tendency to look like a topwater Gosling bait with no hooks on it. So unless she's sitting on 2, she's evidently lost a couple. That's definitely all I see is 6. Look at all the looking around. I don't see any more. But now she might have a couple right there behind her or under her. I don't know. I'll kind of keep her eye on and see what happens. Just a little handful of deer out there this morning on an incredibly beautiful morning. We've been spending more time with the geese than we have the deer lately. Got little babies. Babies are always exciting. Gonna be having baby deer just around the corner. Some of the does are incredibly fat. That deer there, of course, is not incredibly fat because it's not a doe. That's a buck. And I think a totally wild buck. I don't see any tag. It may have a tag in his ear, I'm not sure. So we got 3 or 4 back behind the feeder there that you can't see. Looks like another buck there. Maybe those may all be little bucks out there. Or you can't say, when I say little, it's hard to say little. You can't really tell at this stage of the game how big those antlers are going to be. But yeah, that's another buck out there. It's a little group of 4 or 5 bucks is exactly what that is. The green is just overtaking the world, which is great. Everything is getting greener and greener and greener. That 5-inch rain that we had, actually 6-inch rain that we had, counting both days, 6 inches. 6-inch rain that we had. It's got the lake muddier than I've ever seen it. Got my friend of mine, Bubba Tisdale, coming down, Wayman Tisdale's son. He'll have a buddy or 2 with him. I'm going to take them fishing today. I'm going to go with the other lake and fish it. It should be pretty full also. And come back and fish this one this afternoon, because it's going to probably be a little bit more difficult out there. We'll see what happens. I've never fished it this muddy, but we'll find out this evening if that works or not. Benelli's running around out there. They stay on alert. Even though they know Benelli's a friend, they stay on alert when Benelli's out. Look at them. They're watching him. They're watching her. Oh, yeah. Gonna get real brave. Gonna get real brave. Yeah. No, he's going somewhere. He might hear a vehicle coming. He hears them way before I hear them. Absolutely no doubt about that. No doubt about that. They go. They were right there, and I went and got my iPhone, and they're gone. Maybe they're behind those bushes. It looks like the water's kind of messed up there. Come here, Benelli. Come here. You stay here. There they are. There they are. See how tiny they look back behind her? There are 8 of them there, boys and girls. I don't think I see 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. I don't know. They're hard to count. I think I just see 7. Hey, look at them through my binoculars where I can really count them easily. There was 8 out there a minute ago, though. Hopefully they haven't lost one. I'm sure they can count. They're not leaving one behind. I don't know. I think there's 8 there. They're hard to count when they're alive like that, aren't they? That's all the zoom I got, boys and girls. I can't get out any further. That's all the zoom I have. Well, that's been a pleasant surprise on a Sunday afternoon. The wind's laid quite a bit, still blowing, but not nearly like it was when we got home from church. What a great way to win. What a great way to end a great Sunday afternoon. Easter Sunday, Resurrection Day. A day that guarantees us a trip to heaven. Look at that spectacular morning, and look at our baby family. Look at our family of geese. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One back behind is 8. We still have all beautiful 8 babies. Here, let's start another day. It's incredible. They're keeping them all alive. It's dangerous down there in that water, guys. Just afraid a bass is going to get, big bass is going to jump up there and grab one of them. Some sort of fish moved out in front of them right there. They're teaching them the ways of the world. Every day they make it, their chances improve, obviously, of being able to grow up and be a full-size Canada geese, Canada goose, Canada geese, Canada goose. But there's lots of danger out there, danger in the water, danger in the air, danger on the land. They are living and spending the night down on the point down here by the house where Lucy had her triplets. It's a great area to have a nursery, evidently. Lots of deer raised down there. And that Mom and Papa Goose are raising their goslings down there. Absolutely fantastic. And there they are, starting another day. We back up and look at the lake. It is, as I've noted, the muddiest I've ever seen it, ever. We've been here over 20 years. It's the muddiest I've ever seen it. But it will clear up relatively quickly. Gonna get to do a little fishing today. Incredibly, beautifully calm out there. So what a day, what a day. Gonna be about 80 to the high, 75 or 80. Winds 5 to 10 mile an hour. Does it get any better than that? Thank you, Lord, for this incredible day. Thank you for keeping those little baby geese alive. I know that they're precious to you, just like they are precious to the rest of us. Just a little handful of deer out there this morning on an incredibly beautiful morning. We've been spending more time with the geese than we have the deer lately. Got little babies. Babies are always exciting. Gonna be having baby deer just around the corner. Some of the does are incredibly fat. That deer there, of course, is not incredibly fat because it's not a doe. That's a buck. And I think a totally wild buck. I don't see any tag. It may have a tag in his ear, I'm not sure. So we got 3 or 4 back behind the feeder there that you can't see. Looks like another buck there. Maybe those may all be little bucks out there. Or you can't say, when I say little, it's hard to say little. You can't really tell at this stage of the game how big those antlers are going to be. But yeah, that's another buck out there. It's a little group of 4 or 5 bucks is exactly what that is. The green is just overtaking the world, which is great. Everything is getting greener and greener and greener. That 5-inch rain that we had, actually 6-inch rain that we had, counting both days, 6 inches. 6-inch rain that we had. It's got the lake muddier than I've ever seen it. Got my friend of mine, Bubba Tisdale, coming down, Wayman Tisdale's son. He'll have a buddy or 2 with him. I'm going to take them fishing today. I'm going to go with the other lake and fish it. It should be pretty full also. And come back and fish this one this afternoon because it's going to probably be a little bit more difficult out there. We'll see what happens. I've never fished it this muddy, but we'll find out this evening if that works or not. Benelli's running around out there. They stay on alert, even though they know Benelli's a friend. They stay on alert when Benelli's out. Look at them. They're watching him. They're watching her. Oh, yeah. Gonna get real brave. Gonna get real brave. Yeah. No, he's going somewhere. He might hear a vehicle coming. He hears them way before I hear them. Absolutely no doubt about that. No doubt about that. Well, there they are again. They have definitely been staying right around the house. They're gone and then they're back. Looks like they're getting ready to bring them up in the yard to let them feed a little bit. So far, no big bass has got them. If I've counted right, there's 8 there still. It'll be really interesting to see. They get big pretty quickly, so they'll double in size pretty quickly, and they probably have already doubled in size. Then they'll double in size again. Oh, they're all making a mad dash. There's the one back behind, probably a boy, probably the rascal of the bunch. Oh, they all run up and start. Oh, look at that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, something, a bass is getting that other one. Something's after that other one. Oh, no, maybe he's just taking a bath. They're keeping them crows away from him. See those crows flying by? Keeping those crows away from those babies. I thought something was after that one out there. But I think he made it up to the bank. Not positive. But I think he did. I think maybe he was just washing himself. I'm not sure. It's a turtle. I hope one didn't get eaten right there in front of us. We'll have to try to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. That crow, look at her getting it. Oh, she got after that crow. That crow's trying to get those babies. She got after that crow. Mom or daddy. I think I counted 8 there, so I don't think. That's exactly what happens if an owl or a hawk tries to get them too. That crow's after them. I never knew a crow would get a baby geese, but I guess they will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're all there. Afraid we might have seen one get eaten by a big bass. They're all there. Look at that crow. Well, they get after it, got all of them run to mom and daddy when that crow flew by. Good mamas, good daddies. Yes, sir. I suspect that most all animals are good mamas and daddies. It's a shame that humans are not all good mamas and daddies. Most are. I was about to get a really good close look at TC there. There was 4 or 5 deer there at the feeder. But I opened the door, Benelli came bounding out like Benelli only can bound. It's the boundingest dog I have ever seen. She jumped 3 or 4 feet up in the air. They about cleaned the feeder out. But he's walking away, but you can see that they're getting a lot larger. I'll try to get some close-ups of him. We've just been really super busy. Lots of appearances, trying to film television shows for 2026, which will be our 49th year on national television. 49th year on national television. And we have a 26-week series on about a dozen different channels. We're still on ESPN right now, ESPN2 every Saturday morning. And we'll be for a few more weeks. Be on all the other networks all year round, all 52 weeks, several of them a couple times a week. You can see he's got some big nubbins going there though. Yes, he does. And the others are sort of cleaned up about everything too. The excitement this week, without a doubt, has been the baby geese. That's a buck right there. Quite a few bucks hanging around. Several of those are wild, and of course they ran off when Benelli came around, trying to come back. Incredibly gorgeous days. Still waiting on my fishermen.
There they are. There they are. There they are. We don't have any baby deer, but we have baby geese. There they are right there. I've already looked at them through my binoculars this morning. It's pretty windy today, a lot different than it was yesterday when it was dead, slick, glassy, calm out there. Fantastic. My buddy Bubba Tisdale came down, Wayman Tisdale II. Wayman Tisdale, the great forward at the University of Oklahoma, 3-time All-American, saw his freshman, sophomore, and junior year. And 14 years in the NBA. I think he scored 12 or 14,000 points. Bubba and Brandon, we just had a great time yesterday. We caught a lot of fish. Had just a spectacular time. Caught them mostly on a spinnerbait. Caught some on a jig with a lucky creature, fish lucky creature. Caught a lot of fish on that fish lucky creature. One of my buddies, he was biting them off until he just had almost just a body left in there. They were eating the legs off, eating the tails off, and he was still catching fish on them. It was absolutely a fantastic day. And But I've already looked through them at the binoculars. There are still 8 down there right now. They're all taking a little bath and washing up right there and dipping in the water and cleaning up. And every time one of them does that, it makes a big splash. And I'm just scared to death that a big bass is just eating them. See, they go into the water when they do that. They go into the water. That didn't come up. Oh my gosh. I think one went under there. Maybe he didn't, I don't know. I think he did. That one off to the far right. I'm zoomed out all the way. Get my binoculars and look at that. Maybe that's just something in the water. I don't know. It looks like there's something struggling there in the water to the right. Maybe that's just a stick floating. I don't know. I can't count them real good there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's still 8. I'm gonna have to look at whatever that is over there to the right. Anyway, I worry about them out there, but there's still 8 today. There was 8 a few minutes ago. I think there's still 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's still 8 there right now. I gotta get my binoculars to see what that is out to the right. I think it's just a stick and the wind hitting it there. So this is 4 or 5 days. They're still doing great. They're probably gonna come up in the yard, but they're getting larger, as you can see. When they get up on the bank, you'll see that they're even larger. If I come up on the bank, I'll shoot video. If not, you just have to look at them right there. I'm pretty excited though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. I can't count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. Oh, there's number 8 back here behind, I think. Oh yeah, there's 8 there. There's 8 there. Quit worrying, Jimmy. Quit worrying. Mama and Daddy's worried enough about them. You don't need to help them worry.